my channel. So today I'm going to be continuing my series where I do my makeup themed around different characters from film and television. So today I'm going to be continuing on with my Adventure Time loves. Today I will be doing Marceline the Vampire Queen. So Marceline the Vampire Queen is a character from Adventure Time. If you haven't seen my first video in this series is also based on a character from Adventure Time, but I promise we will do shows other than Adventure Time. So Marceline the Vampire Queen, as her name suggests, is a vampire queen. So her color story is a little more gray, black, a little bit of dark blue and bright red. So I'll go ahead and pop an image of her up on the screen. So I have a pretty clear look in my head. Something unique about her character design are her vampire bites on her neck. So I definitely want to try to incorporate that into the look, as well as her general color story and I don't know, I guess we'll see how it goes. I have kind of an idea, but we'll see how it goes in execution. So just like last time, I'm going to build a custom palette to create this look. I will walk you through that process as I create that palette, and after that we'll create the look together. So unlike last time, I thought my video was a little too long the first time, so this time I'm going to speed through my base products. So for my base today, I'm going to be using the primerizer from Smashbox. I'm really close to out, so I'm trying to use it up. And I think it pairs well with the skin tint I'm going to be using today, which is the Fenty Eavesdrop Skin Tint in the shade 1. This is a little light for me, but I think it'll work for what I'm trying to do, and I'm still testing it out. So this is what we'll be using. Along with that, I'm going to be using the Cosas Revealer Concealer. This is in the shade 0.05, and if you haven't seen my Cosas video, go check it out. This is one of the products I got after I got to try out the store through their little take home the store box that you can get. And then lastly, I'm gonna go put on this Charlotte Tilbury powder just underneath my eyes. So after I do all that, I'll be back so that way we can put on some color products. See you soon. Okay, so I'm back. I went ahead and also did my eyebrows and primed my eyes. So I used the Urban Decay Shadow Potion in Eden to prime my eyes. Then for my eyebrows, I used the Milk Brow Gel in Herb, depending on how you say it. And then I also used, that's just my spoolie, but I used this NYX Brow Pen. I love these brow pens. I have a few different ones. This one is my shade currently, so this is the one I'm using, and this is in the shade Brunette. So now that we got all of that out of the way, we're good to put on some color-based products. So the first thing I want to do is put on some blush, and I was trying to think about what blush tone I thought would look good. And based on the song from the new Obsidian special that came out last fall, I wanted to do a typical pink type of blush, but I also wanted something a little cool tone just because I thought it would go better with the cool tone eye that we're probably going to do. So if you don't know, Marceline is in a romantic relationship. I don't want to spoil with whom, but in the recent special, she sang a song about how, she gets pink in her cheeks. So I thought a classic pink would be a good color. So I'm going to be using the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in Birthday Suit. I thought this would be a really nice classic cool tone pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip my fingers in. I find that this is the type of product that you really just need to dip your fingers in and then apply. And it's way the heck more sheer on application than it looks in the actual container, because in the container it looks a little intimidating, but in practice, it's not so bad. So you might also notice I've got these cherry hairpins in. I got these from the recent ColourPop Cherry collection. I thought they were super cute, and I thought I would wear them for today's video because Marceline likes to drink the red out of different fruits and items. So I thought, how perfect for a Marceline video to have some red fruit representing Marceline's favorite meal. So I'm blushing it up heavy, no surprise there. That is kind of my jam. But I think it's looking good. It adds a little bit of shine, which I love because I was looking a little matte with that blur skin tint. Although I will say, I feel like it does like really blur my forehead. Although it definitely does cling to dry patches too. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is a little clingy in some parts. But overall, I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to figure it out a little bit more. And I'm thinking that this is our blush. So the next product that I picked out for the cheeks is this ColourPop Super Shock Highlighter in Flexitarian. So I thought that this would be good. It's like got a nice silver reflect to it. And again, kind of thinking about Marceline's character design, I thought it would be a good one. So with Super Shock highlighters, I like to just dip my finger in and apply it straight on the cheek. And then I blend it out with a clean finger. And I'm not sure if you can see in the monitor, but this highlight is blinding. This is definitely like a 2016 type of like blinding highlight. It is a little chunky, like up close. You can definitely see the sparkle in it, not just like a pearl. But I think that for this look, it's kind of perfect. It's like definitely my most silver-y type of highlighter. And so I thought it would be a good one. So I just put a little bit on the tip of my nose, a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and now we'll do this last cheek. And while I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and talk about some of the things I love about Marceline. So my favorite aspect of Marceline's character is her relationship with Simon. Simon / Ice King is my favorite character in the entire show. I'm not sure if you can see, but I've got a pop figure of him in the background. I tried to include some Adventure Time, stuff back there today. But yeah, so I love her relationship with him. I love how they're able to like kind of retcon that type of stuff into the series because, their relationship started by the fact that Ice King was singing the Fry song and they hadn't, interacted in the show. So they had to find a way for them to have interacted and known each other. And the way that they came up with like their relationship was just perfect. It was perfect. So now that I've got that highlight on and the blush, I'm just gonna kind of blend them together. This brush doesn't have anything on it. It's just a stippling brush just to kind of, make it, blur out a little bit more. Another thing that I love about Marceline is, of course, the voice actress who plays her. Olivia Olson has like one of the prettiest voices of all time. While I'm talking about that though, I'm gonna go ahead and start applying bronzer. I guess it's like bronzer contour, somewhere in the middle. This is the shade, oh gosh, I don't even know. It's just the Multi-Balm Sheer Sculpt from Pixie. I don't know if they sell these anymore. I liked this because it's, again, like one of the cooler like shades that I have. So I'm just gonna put this on my forehead and then blend that out. But anyways, so Olivia Olson, who plays Marceline, has a phenomenal voice. And of course, paired with the beautiful songwriting of Rebecca Sugar, who I've talked about a few times, maybe just once at this point, I'm not sure. This video might come out before the other video where I talk about Rebecca Sugar more. But Rebecca Sugar was a not a showrunner. She was a storyboard artist on Adventure Time, and she wrote a lot of the classic songs, and especially a lot of the Marceline songs. So her writing compared with Olivia Olson singing as Marceline is just perfect. It's truly perfect. Even still, like, I listen to those songs in my car because I just think they're so good. Like, Fry is an amazing song, which is, the first Marceline song. Check it out if you haven't. I recommend checking all of these songs out, actually. Also, Everything Stays, one of the best songs, if not the best song in all of Adventure Time. So, so good. Oh gosh, what else? Of course, Remember You, her duet with the Ice King is amazing. And most recently, the song Monster, which is what my blush is themed off of, is the Monster song from the new Obsidian special. So if you haven't seen those songs, go check them out. The writer of the song Monster, because Rebecca Sugar wasn't able to come back to write that, But she did a song, like she did a recording of it on YouTube, the writer. So I'll go ahead and try to link that down below if I can. I'm not sure if I can though, because I'm not sure if I have enough like subscribers or like YouTube cred to link people, but I'll try if I can. But okay, so I've got my bronzer on, got my cheeks. I've been talking about Marceline a whole lot. Let's go pick out this palette and then we'll come back and do the eye tutorial. Okay, so here we are in overhead mode. We're going to pick out the colors that I'm going to use to create my Marceline the Vampire Queen inspired eye. So we're currently in my like cool tone palette. I'll pull it down so that way you can see. It's kind of got greens, blues, grays, and then purples. I need to reorganize them. I'm hoping to do a video on that sometime soon. But I'll scoot this to the side. And then I've got over here my little palette I'll use to create my look. So I know I have a vision in my mind. I kind of want to follow like the shape of her face, kind of similarly to my Princess Bubblegum look, if you saw that. So I'm thinking that I might use this silver for her face, I guess, which would be like the cut crease part. This is my favorite silver of all time. It's from the Bretman Rock collab with ColourPop a few years ago, and it is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, do you see that? It is like the most reflective, like pigmented silver I have, and I freaking love it. Like, it's just so metallic. I'm not sure if you can really even see on screen how freaking amazing this is. I have a few other silvers, none of them compare. I can swatch this one here from the e.l.f. Earth and Sea palette. Look at that. Not even comparable. Not even comparable. I have a few from ABH too. I don't have those in front of me, so I'm not going to swatch those because I already know this is the one. But along with that, we need a black. So give me a second to pull out a few blacks. Okay, so I just removed the silver from my hand. You can still see it is very, very glittery. But I've got these 4 different blacks to choose from. So this first one is from e.l.f. It's kind of almost like a satin. So I'm not sure this is exactly what I'm looking for, but I figured I would go ahead and swatch all of these so that way we could compare. This one is also depotted from that Earth and Sea palette. The next one is depotted from the Friendcation palette from Dose of Colors. Now this one's glittery, so I don't think it's going to be our top choice for today, but I do really enjoy this color. It's really fun. So you can see it's got a lot of silver sparkle in it. The next one is from ABH. And I actually have 2 of these. Oh my gosh, that one is definitely the most pigmented so far. Look at that difference. Holy crap. And then the last one is from a brand that I do not support, but have some singles from, or I guess depotted stuff from. So I figured I'd go ahead and swatch it. And it's not even close. So the ABH is definitely the winner, and this is what will go in our little mini palette. So far I've got a black, which I'm thinking about using in my crease, along with a bright silver to do kind of a cut crease with. I definitely want to use this gray as kind of maybe a transition shade. This is another one from that brand that I don't support, but it is a good color for what we're looking for today. So I'm thinking about using this one. I have a few more from ABH though, so let me go grab those really quick. So this is the one from ABH. It's more warm than I'm thinking I want to go, but I'll go ahead and swatch it since we're here. So here's that one. And I think this one's gonna be our top contender for this look. Okay, so I know I need an inner corner color. I'm thinking maybe this really light silver. It's depotted from one of the ABH highlighting palettes. And I think that might be a good highlight color. But I don't know, I also kind of like the idea of like this like iridescent blue, maybe. What do we think? I wish you all were here to help me pick because I'm really struggling. Maybe we can do this one in the inner corner and then this one on the brow bone, just because I think it'll look kind of cool. And I think that's way too stark for the brow bone. So let's do that. Let's take both. And these are both from the same ABH. I think it was the Moonchild palette that I had. But okay, let's keep going. So right now in my mind, I'm kind of envisioning like a dark blue under eye to represent her like jeans that she always is wearing. So I've got a few dark blue shades right here. I'm kind of in between this one from e.l.f. and the one next to it that's from ColourPop. So let's swatch these out and see. So that one's a little light. I think this one's gonna be brighter. Oh, actually, you know what? Those look a lot more similar on my hand than I was expecting. And honestly, this one looks darker. Do I have any others? I don't think so. Maybe this one. This is from a Natasha Denona 5-pan palette. It's more bright though, and it's also kind of like this, I don't know, like a metallic, but almost like a satin metallic. It's not like super punchy or anything. Maybe though. Maybe I'll do this like right along the waterline and then smoke it out a little bit with the matte from ColourPop. That's what we'll do. Or at least what we'll plan to do. Okay, so now I've got my warm tone palette out. I'm missing a bunch right now. I'm telling you, I really need to reorganize these. But I'm thinking I want to do a red. I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate it. In my mind, I want to do like her 2 vampire dots as like kind of like a winged eyeliner. But I would love to incorporate red somewhere else too. I'm not quite sure where, but let's put one in just in case we can find a way to use it. So this one is from a Depotted Profusion. It's red. It definitely leans like, I don't know, more orangey red. This one here is from ColourPop. So let's try this one. That one definitely seems a little more red than this one, which leans a little bit like lighter, like maybe a warm orange. And then I have this metallic-ish one. This is from, both of these Depotted ColourPop are from, oh god, that swatches horribly. But they're from the Watermelon palette that came out, like the monochromatic 9-pan. And then this one is from the Neons from Profusion. Man, this shimmer has like major hard pan. I'm not sure if you can see, but it has some pretty bad hard pan. I might need to scrape off that top layer and try to see if I can get a little bit better pigment. But yeah, I'm not feeling that. So out of these, definitely this guy. I'm going to go ahead and add the only white shadow I have, which is from ABH. And then I'll be back and I will do swatches of the whole palette. Okay, so here is our little Marceline palette, and I don't know about you, but I definitely get Marceline vibes from this palette. I wish that they fit in a little bit better right here, but you know, it is what it is. So I'll go ahead and swatch these out. This first one is a Depotted highlighter from the Moonchild palette from ABH. Then underneath that is another one from the Depotted ABH palette. Those aren't showing up as good right now. I'm not sure why, as they did before, but there they are. Next to it is a gray. I'm actually going to swap these ones next to try to save my fingers as much as possible. So this is the white from ABH. I'm not sure how I'm going to use that, but I think it'd be nice to have just in case. Then we've got this silver, the gorgeous silver from Bretman Rock's collab with ColourPop. Y'all, oh my gosh, like, I just can't get over it. Okay, so next we've got this blue kind of metallics type of thing from Natasha Denona. Then we've got another blue from the e.l.f. Earth and Sea palette. Then last but not least, we've got a black from ABH. And then we've got this red from ColourPop. So that's the palette all swatched out. Definitely getting Marceline vibes. I think if I wasn't doing like a straight Marceline look, I could censor this down if I was going to do, you know, a Marceline inspired palette. But for my look, I think all of these shades are going to come in really handy. Okay, so I'm here with our beautiful palette that we just made. So I'm gonna go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this gray shade and start blending this out in the crease using just a fluffy brush. So I'm just gonna tap a little bit in and then tap off some of the excess and lean in, and oh my gosh, pigment. I might have just made a huge mistake. It's totally fine though. So we're just gonna blend away, and while I do that, I figured I'd keep talking about Marceline. So another thing that I really like about Marceline is her character development throughout the series. I feel like she is one of the characters with the most development, of course, other than Finn, throughout the series. She comes in that first episode and is like kind of hard to figure out her vibe, but the more you see her, the more she kind of softens up. And by the end, she's like this lovable goofball character who would do anything for her friends and is really, really supportive, and I just really love her as a character. So now I'm gonna take this white and try to like kind of buff this gray out a little bit. See, I knew we would use this white somehow. I just wasn't quite sure how. So I'm using an even fluffier brush for this, and I'm just gonna lightly go in and try to lighten this gray up a little bit, and also to continue to blend it so that way it fades a little easier. So that's much more of the color that I was hoping for. I am going to bring it up, I think just a tiny bit with that gray, just because we're going to add some black and then make a cut crease. So I want to make sure that you can still see that gray a little bit. I'm just going to switch back over to that fluffier blending brush and keep working on making this look a little bit more smooth. Now, what I like to do when I've got like a really diffused look to kind of try to keep the shape a little bit more is I go in with just a fluffy brush. I'm just going to use the one that had the white on it. I just did I put it in the little swatch thing to clear it off. And I'm just going to like brush up to try to create that shape again. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but at least to me, it kind of helps keep that shape. Even if I don't do like a wing or anything, it just kind of helps keep that nice angle to it. So now that we've got this gray kind of diffused, I want to go ahead and go in with a really dense kind of blending-ish brush. They call it a contour brush. This is an e.l.f. brush, by the way. But I'm going to go in with the black very gently because as we saw in the swatch, this is a very pigmented black and I don't want to look crazy. So I'm just going to go in very lightly, tap off all of that extra, and then just start kind of tapping this on where I want it. Now that we've got that black kind of built up, I'm going to go back into the brush that I used for the gray and start blending these together a little bit more. Send me your prayers. Okay, so ignore the lid because that's gonna get covered up, but I think that we've got a pretty good blend going on. It's kind of looking like what I pictured in my head. Maybe a little less black, but I'm also terrified to go in with more, so we're gonna leave it as it is And I'm going to just take a flat packing brush, and we're gonna try this without spraying the brush. This is such a good silver, so I think it'll be okay. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this all over the lid. I'm not gonna start with concealer or anything. I just honestly, if we're being real, I don't care enough to do it right now. So I'm just gonna go in with my brush and we'll see how it goes. And if I need to spray my brush, I will. And I'm thinking I'm just gonna put this all over the lid. Oh yeah. You don't need to spray this. Look at this. I don't know if you can tell on camera. I really hope you can. I'm filming on my phone, so it's not the best quality, but I'm telling you, Bretman Rock did something with this silver. I'm sad that this palette isn't available anymore. I wish honestly that they would just sell this one shade as a single, because holy crap. But okay, let me keep applying it. So I kind of feel like we lost some of the black, so I'm going to try my best to add a little bit just to the edge to make it a little darker. We'll see how this goes. There we go. Okay, so I just stamped that black around and we got enough of the color, a little bit more of what I was expecting. Now I'm gonna go back in with that gray and blend it out again. So when I blended it out, of course, sparkle got up here. I don't like mine 100% because I love a good shimmer. Did I mean to do it? No, but it's there and it's okay. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more to try to make that line a little bit more distinct. And then I'm also going to go back in with the black and kind of fade it into this outer corner a little bit more. Okay, so other than the fact that we have shimmer everywhere, I totally should have used a glitter glue, but it's okay. But other than the fact that we have shimmer everywhere now, I think it's looking really good. I think you can definitely kind of see like her face in the silver, kind of. And then like the black in the crease is her hair, at least in my mind it is. So let's do the lower lash line first, and then we will do the wing, so to speak. So for the lower lash line, I'm just gonna go in with a black liner, and I'm just gonna do my waterline, and then from there I'm gonna smudge it out with that dark blue. Okay, so I've got the black in my waterline. Now I'm going to go in with a really dense brush, and I'm first gonna go in with this like matte blue, and I'm just gonna start like kind of packing it on underneath that black. Okay, so now I'm going to take a fluffier smudging brush and I'm just going to kind of try to diffuse that a little bit more and get a real smoky look. feel like you can't really tell a huge difference between that blue and black. I mean, it is a dark blue, but I'm gonna go in with that Natasha Denona one because it's a little bit more vibrant and try to pack that on and see if we can make it a little more blue. I'm learning the hard way that I definitely should have done eyes first on this look, but it's okay, we're rolling with the punches. I do think that that Natasha Denona did add a lot more blue to the under eye. I don't know if I'm going to be able to work red into this eye and for it to look right, so what I might do is just do a red lip instead. I've got a new one from ColourPop, so we'll try that out and see if it like ties everything together. But first, the last thing that I want to do on this eye, I'm going to fix it up a little bit more, and then I'll do the other one too. But the last thing that I want to do on this eye is I want to add 2 red dots to the outside, kind of like a winged liner type of vibe. And I have this like NYX Vivid Brights liner in Vivid Fire. And so I'm just going to use this and create 2 dots, and we're going to see if it looks right, and we'll go from there. What do we think of the red dots? I feel like they make a lot of sense for her, like, you know, design. But I think if you just saw me walking around, you would be like, why didn't she do the rest of her eyeliner? But I kind of like it. I definitely think it gives Marceline vibes, and it gives a little bit of red to this eye, which it desperately needed. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the inner corner, and I'm just going to tap my pinky finger in to this like lightest shade from from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I'm just gonna like tap it in my inner corner. And I'm gonna take that iridescent blue that we got, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit of it underneath the brow bone to try to tie in that blue a little bit more. Ooh, I think that looks really good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and then I'll be right back. I'm back with both eyes done. I feel like I definitely learned some lessons along the way, and this eye I think looks a whole lot better than the original eye, but I'll go ahead and show you them both up close. So I think they're cute. I do really like the red, the 2 like vampire bites. I think they're really cute. So I'm pretty happy with how the eye turned out. Now, if I was going to do this again, some things that I would do differently is definitely use a glitter glue. I got lazy, but I think it would have helped. I also think I would have initially taken the crease just higher because I ended up having to like recreate it anyways because I went a little too high with my cut crease. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with how it looks. I hope that you can kind of see it on camera. If you can't, check out my Instagram because I'll have a picture posted of the eye look and the full face. But before that, let's do the lips to finish off this look. So like I was saying, I'm thinking a bright red to kind of like tie everything together. So I'm gonna use the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade Frenchie. This is just kind of like a cool tone red. I have like the old one of these. One thing I hate about them, I'm not sure if you can see, they like fall out and then like you have to like push them back. So that's something I'm not a huge fan of with these lip pencils, but I think the formula itself is pretty nice. So I'm just gonna line my lips and not try to talk while I do it. So now that I'm looking like a crazy person with my lips lined, I'm gonna go in with the new product that I was mentioning before. I couldn't resist. I've been really interested in trying a lip tint like this. So when ColourPop came out with their cherry collection and had these, I wanted to try one immediately. So I placed an order and I got the shade, oh gosh, Double Cherry. I've tried this already and I really enjoyed it. It stayed glossy for way longer than I was expecting it to, and the color stayed for a really long time. But I will say, like, when I washed my face and I scrubbed it off, it was able to come off. So don't worry, it's not like something that's gonna stain your lips for forever. But I am gonna focus while I put it on because this product is a little intimidating because of the staining factor. So I'll put it on and then we can check it all out. Okay, so this is the lip tint put on. You can see it does have a really nice shine to it. I find that it looks pretty even. I'm trying to kind of talk carefully. You might notice, maybe not, but I did have the problem the first time where I put this on and it got on my teeth, and then my teeth were like a little pink because of the stain. So I'm trying to be very careful, but I'll give you a little close-up. So this is the full look. Comment down below, what do you think? This look is a lot more dramatic than a look that I would just like do for myself day to day, which is why I really enjoy this series, because I think it is getting me out of my comfort zone. I think that it definitely does give Marceline vibes, even if it's like a little sloppier than it maybe could have been. But I am happy with the overall look. I think there's lots of different Marceline representation going on. We've got the pink cheeks to represent the song from Obsidian. We've got the eyes that kind of represent like her character design with her dark hair, her like silver, like kind of gray skin tone, the blue for her jeans, and then the red vampire bite. And then of course, we've got the red lip to kind of just give that like punch of red that she has in a lot of her character designs. So let me know what you think. Oh, and let me go grab something to really top off the look. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I've got my sun hat on. Now, it's not quite the same design as Marceline's hat. I'll go ahead and pop up a picture so that way you can compare. But yeah, this is the final look, inspired by Marceline the Vampire Queen. I've also got my ukulele, although it's very out of tune, so I won't play it right now. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what characters from what shows you'd like me to do next. The next one of these I've already filmed, and it won't be an Adventure Time character, gasp, but it will be another animated show, of course, because I love me a good animated show. So definitely make sure to subscribe so that way you catch that next video. Until then, feel free to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Bye!